You can make one video for my channel. One. But it better not be about some obscure nerd shit.
Okay, I think I got it. Morrowind. The Elderscrolls 3 Morrowind. Melody said I could make one video for her channel, and if it does well I can make more, as long as none of it is about nerd shit. I lied immediately. This is all gonna be nerd shit. Morrowind came out in 2002. I also came out in 2002. Of my mother. But I digress. Morrowind came out in 2002, but Bethesda Softworks pooped it out, just like my mother. That's how we got this masterpiece, one of the best games ever released. There are no problems with this game at all.
And one of the great things about having a fully dynamic game engine is all of this just works.
My longtime girlfriend and now fiance has never played Morrowind before. She's seen me play it, thought it looked really ugly, and liked it when the characters walked like this. And that's really all she knew about it. Before, I turned her into an experiment. I made her play the game, and I gave her very, very little input and help. If she really needed it, she could ask, and I would come out of my little cubbyhole behind the couch, and I'd actually give her some help. But I tried to do that as little as possible. Her tasks were very, very simple. Make a character, get to Balmora, talk to CC, or Casus, whatever his name is, talk to CC with the blades, do one faction quest, and then do the quest for CC going to the Dwemer place. You know, the first of the Blades quests. The actual start of the main story. For reasons we'll get into here in a minute, she failed to do so. But that is the point of the experiment. The races are broken down into 10 different unique playable races. You have the Altmer, the High Elves, you have Orcs, you have Khajiit, Argonian, Bretons, Nords, Redguards. I should have listed them off prior so that I would actually not miss any of them. You know what, the list is right here. I feel like I missed some, but I might be wrong. Doesn't matter. They all have different stats and different abilities, and they all can do and can't do different things. The Altmer, the High Elves, they're weak to fire, shock, cold, and magic damage, but are like immune to disease? I don't really know. All of this is important, and most people don't know that when they start this game. Melody is one of those people. Morrowind has this really, really cool skill where it tells you very specific pieces of information that make you, the player, feel like you are smart and learning everything that there is to know about everything. You're wrong, and you're stupid, and you're an idiot. And Morrowind knows it. So Morrowind actually doesn't tell you any of the stuff you need to know. Hey, if I'm playing an orc, will I have a high agility? The answer is no. If I'm playing an Altmer, will I have a high intellect or willpower? You won't know till you try it. The other thing that Morrowind refuses to tell you about are all the derived stats. Stats or statistics that your character has that are based off of a combination of other stats that your character has. For instance, your to-hit chance is based off of the weapon skill that you're using, agility, luck, and the other person's armor skill and agility. Your damage is based off of your strength attribute and that weapon skill. All of this stuff is not told to you. You're just kind of meant to understand it because that's how older systems used to be, and it doesn't really age well. Melody also did not understand this, and I don't blame her. Most people don't. So when she chose an orc, she wasn't making a bad choice. None of them are actually bad choices, but she didn't have a clear idea of what she wanted her character to be. And because she also was never told how these derived stats work by the game, she had no idea that her choices were going to screw her over.
Video? Oh!
Each event is preceded by a prophecy, but what I cannot read.
None of these are very slay, to be honest with you. I am Slimezar. What's giving Slimezar? No, I'm just gonna wait this out and see what happens. So, your personality reflect a spell sword. Ooh, sounds like a fighter wizard. I don't know about that, but okay. If you say so. If astrology's not real, explain to me why I get invisibility for 60 seconds because I was born under the sign of the shadow. Explain that, man. We've been trying to tell you for years this astrology stuff is real.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Now, before I stamp these papers, make sure this information is correct.
Slimeazir. Fatigue? I don't want to be fatigued.
That's your stamina.
Oh, why the hell is it called fatigue?
When asked what class she wanted to choose, it gave her 3 options. Do a survey, pick from a list, or make your own. And like many first-time players, she chose to take a survey. Because of the 3, taking a survey always seems like it's the most fun. Making your own always seems to be the most complicated. And picking from a list is stupid and boring and it's dumb and nobody wants to do that. Ever. Don't give me lists. Anyway, she didn't realize though that this questionnaire is not very good. You can answer the questions and get every single class, you know, it doesn't matter. You'll find a way to get what class you want. But they don't tell you that if you choose to be a spellblade, you will have a bonus to this skill and this and that from the questionnaire. So when she chose to be a spellblade, and she knew in her head she wanted to play with an axe. Being an orc was great for an axe. Being a spellblade was not super great for an axe. And neither one of those actually helped her agility score. And that meant that she wasn't going to be hitting very often. Next she chose her birth sign. She went with the ritual. I'm going to be honest with you. The birth signs are one of the most free choices you have. I recommend for first-time players choosing the lady because it gives you a plus 25 to endurance and a plus 25 to personality. So in other words, it's pretty well-rounded. And I also tell people never choose the Atronach if you've never played Morrowind before. This is because the game doesn't tell you what stunted magicka means. And no one knows until they find out the hard way. Stunted magicka means that you do not recover magicka from anything other than potions and spell absorption. That's why you get a 50% spell absorption with the Atronach. The whole idea of that build is you're fighting spellcasters, getting hit with fireballs, absorbing half of the damage into magicka, so that you can then shoot out magic. That's cool in the late game, but is horrid in the early game for most people. That's where we finish her character creation. Her derived stats, not looking super great. Her fatigue, okay. Her magicka, mid. And her health, kind of mid. The biggest problems of this game is things it doesn't tell you. Okay, you hit the start button.
I don't know what a start button is.
It's the start button.
What do you mean start? I hit A.
Okay, that's the A button though.
Well, that's how you do it on my PlayStation. You hit the X.
Okay, well, alright, let's go to start. So your finger's right next to it. There you go. 3, 2.
You better do what they say.
Okay, so at least the controls are normal. Oh, hit a wall. Walk faster. Oh my god, they go so slow.
Get yourself up on deck and let's keep this as civil as possible.
And then we kiss. Oh, thanks for telling me what's in there. Are you the one the boat dropped off? Odd to see a boat arrive at that time of day. Hope Imperials treated you okay. I swear they took my ring. Oh, you haven't seen it, have you? No, I haven't seen that.
Your manner of dress is offensive.
I think it's a girl.
The manner of your dress is offensive. Go away.
Huh?
That's what they said to you.
Why? What'd I do?
Well, maybe you're not wearing pants.
Why wouldn't I be wearing pants?
Depends. Are you wearing pants?
I don't know. Why do I have to
Look,
check?
Just look and see.
Who the fuck has to check to see if they're wearing pants? Oh, he's naked. Hi. I'm just an old man with a scuba problem. What does that mean?
So, she's free into the world. The game has pointed her to get a nice little ring and has asked her to see a little wood elf and see if she'll give it to him. I give it to him because he helps you with buying stuff later. She did not because she's a scoundrel. And that's her choice. Alright, Slimazar is a scoundrel spellblade.
Or
Orc.
Slimazar, I guess.
Slimazar, I don't know. We've changed it 1,000 times. Doesn't matter. Either which way, she's free. And like a bat out of hell, she's running around trying to figure out how this game works. Funnily enough, it doesn't. He finds out you can take a Silt Strider. Thank God, because I don't think she could have survived the roads. No offense, I just don't. Like I said before, cliff racers will attack you when your fatigue is at 0 every single time. She gets to Balmora. She can't find Cece's house at all. Finally, she does find it, and we're free to start the main quest. Yes! We're adventurers! We're free to start the main... Oh, shit. We have to go buy a sword? An armor? And join a guild? Can't start the main quest yet. Okay, Morrowind, I see you. I get it. You want us to be adventurers and... Okay. We're not free out of here just yet. So, instead, we go to the Fighters Guild. Guilds in Morrowind are amazing, fun, intricate, but are also really outdated and don't work for the modern gamer at all. As my friend Jackson put it, I joined the Fighters Guild looking for adventure, and instead I killed rats and egg poachers. And as Melody put it,
Kill the rats and you'll get your payment. Wow, you guys, Fighters Guild? More like Exterminator Guild. These guys suck.
it's true. You go and you kill rats, and that's kind of dull and boring. There's a reason Oblivion spoofed it later on. Either which way though, there's a lot of guilds in Morrowind. There's the Fighters Guild, which is one that Melody joined and later died fighting for. There's the Mages Guild. There's the Thieves Guild. There's the Thieves Guild main opponent, the Kimona Tong, which is like Morrowind's Thieves Guild. Then there's the Morag Tong, which are a group of assassins who are legal in Morrowind politics and are actually hired by politicians legally to kill their competitors. Then you have things like the Imperial Cult and the Three Houses, Telvanni, Redoran, and Halahu. Redoran is like, we are the military, rah, rah, rah. And then you have Halahu, who are like, we are the salesmen, wah, wah, wah. And then you have the Telvanni, who are weird and I don't like them. In Melody's playthrough, she joined 2 guilds, but only did quests for 1. And those are the Thieves Guild and the Fighters Guild. A little fun fact about the guild system is, these guilds aren't just one quest line that is held within themselves. They affect each other. So, the higher rank you are in the Thieves Guild, the harder it is to join the Kimona Tong, who are in direct opposition to the Thieves Guild. And if you join House Halahu, you cannot join House Redoran or House Telvanni. You'll end up coming to a level where you will be asked to steal something for the Fighters Guild from the Thieves Guild. And if you don't do it, you're either going to get kicked out of the Thieves Guild or the Fighters Guild. There's ways to get around that, but that's like the base of that quest. Melody didn't get that far. The first quest of the Fighters Guild that she joined was kill 3 cave rats that were in some lady's house. She goes there, and they're cave rats. There's 3 of them. Kill them all. And she opens one door, and there's a cave rat, and she hits it with an axe after buying an axe. And then she goes upstairs and finds her final resting place. Opening that door, 2 cave rats ate her and killed her.
Hey, you bitch. Get away. Well, that was a good run. I can't even, why can't I hit them?
Well, one, you weren't swinging at all.
They ganged up on me, okay?
They did gang up on her. But as I said before, this all could have been avoided with better character creation. I really hope you didn't break nothing. To be fair, I think that's where a lot of people end up dying. Like that friend I mentioned earlier, Jackson, that's where he ended up dying. And it's all because we don't think about how this game actually works. We don't think about the fact that I'm a red guard with a longsword, awesome skill, and I'm sitting here using a bow and arrow. You don't think about that, because in other games you don't have to. But in Morrowind, every decision you make matters, and every decision you don't make matters. And this is the heart of the reason why people love this game so much. So I know, this whole video has seemed like I'm sitting here complaining about the obtuseness and the weirdness of Morrowind. But you see, the point of this video is to explain why that obtuseness is the reason behind people's love for the game. Every decision you make matters. And as you become a god in this game, either through enchanting every piece of armor you're wearing, or through literally killing a god.
I'm a god. How can you kill a god?
All of your choices culminate into the story. You can do so many things in Morrowind that no other game will let you do. The details in this game matter. One of the things Melody was really surprised about is that if you wait in a city, it's illegal. You can't wait in a city because it's called loitering. There's a lot of detail in this game. Everything you do matters. You can break the game. I have a character whose strength is in the millions right now. How? I glitched it to no end. I wanted to just skip and fight Dagoth Wave.
I'm a god. How can you kill a god?
And that's what I did. That's how everyone can do it. If you don't like the main quest, or you don't want to find out about the 6th house, or all the tribal cult people, you can literally just put on a cloak of levitation, glitch your stats really high, and kill Dagoth Wave in 2 minutes of playing the game. It's not even hard. Bear with me though, it does kind of ruin the whole game for you. But you can do it. It's a thing that you can do. Morrowind was a turn of the century type of game for Bethesda. They were almost bankrupt when they were making it, and it feels like that the entire way through. Not meaning it's cheap or that it was built weakly, but because it feels like every single person who spent any amount of time on this game thought it would be the last thing they'd ever do in the industry, and wanted to really make sure everyone knew they could do an awesome job. And so they did. Morrowind made Bethesda able to stand on its own and exist and make the games that you probably know Bethesda for. Skyrim, Oblivion, Fallout 4, all of those games are because of Morrowind. To a lesser extent, Morrowind is one of the best games Bethesda has ever made, even if it has its problems. And it can be a painful time to play the game, but if you stick with it and you enjoy the hassle and the obtuseness and feeling like you f***ed up every choice you'd made for the past 12 hours and you just roll with the punches, you're gonna enjoy your time. It's not like a book series you have to read the first 3 for. It's just a good time all around. I'm Justin, I'm Melody's boyfriend, and I hope you've enjoyed this pretty terrible explanation of Morrowind. You've been watching Melody Ever After. Until next time.